My name is Arthur Allison, a professor and head of the Department of Electrical Engineering at the University of London. As an exact scientist, for me, anything is true if it makes sense and is rational. Therefore, initially, religion was nothing more than an object of study for me, until I discovered that the Qur'an can reach the human mind. Even more so. So I embraced Islam. It began when I was asked to speak on spiritual medicine. The invitation came to me because for several years, I had chaired the British Spiritual and Psychological Study Group. At that time, I had actually become familiar with Islam through studies on various religions. In September 1985, I was invited to attend the International Islamic Conference on the Authenticity of Medical Methods in the Qur'an in Cairo. At that event, I presented a paper on therapy using spiritual and psychological methods in the Qur'an. The paper was a comparison to another paper on sleep and death, which could be considered a medical interpretation of Surah Az-Zumar, verse 42, presented by the Egyptian scientist, Dr. Muhammad Yahya Sharafi. The facts presented by Sharafi regarding the verse, which means, Allah takes the souls of people at the time of their death and takes the souls of people who do not die during their sleep. So he retains the souls of people, for which he has decreed death, and he releases the others until an appointed term. Indeed, in this are signs for a people who give thought, has opened my heart to Islam. Parapsychologically, as explained in the Quran, sleep and death are two similar phenomena, namely, where the soul is separated from the body. The difference is, in a sleeping person, the soul, by Allah's power, can return to the body when the person wakes, whereas in a dead person, it does not. This verse explains why every person who dreams is aware and remembers that he has dreamed. He can remember his dream, even though he was asleep when he dreamed. The Quran, Surah Az-Zumar, verse 42, also explains the situation for people who are in a coma. Physically, a person in a coma is no different from a dead person, but he cannot be declared dead because psychologically there is a consciousness that is still alive. How can the Quran, revealed 15 centuries ago, explain a phenomenon that parapsychological theory has only been able to conceptualize in this century? The answer to this question ultimately convinced me to embrace Islam. After the concluding presentation session at the conference, witnessed by Sheikh Jad al-Haq, Dr. Muhammad Ahmadi, and Dr. Muhammad Yahya Sharafi, I firmly declared that Islam is the true religion. It was proven that the contents of the Quran, the Word of God, the Creator of mankind, are in accordance with scientific facts. Then, with conviction, I recited the 2 sentences of the Shahada, which I had already recited very fluently. Since then, I became a Muslim and changed my name to Abdullah Allison. As chair of the British Spiritual and Psychological Study Group, I have been exposed to many religions through a number of studies. I studied Hinduism, Buddhism, and other religions and beliefs. For some reason, when I studied Islam, I was also compelled to conduct comparative studies with other religions. Although it was not until the conference in Egypt that I was truly convinced that Islam is a great religion that is clearly different from other religions. The best religion among all is Islam. It aligns with the natural laws of human creation. Therefore, only Islam is worthy of guiding the course of human life. I truly feel that something controls this universe. That is the Creator, Allah SWT. Based on my experience of learning about and converting to Islam, I believe a scientific approach to the Quran can be an effective means of propagating Islam in the highly rational West.